What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Snowrunner. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about MonsterMax 2 and consoles. Because not only did I get, like, probably, 40, 50 questions asked in a matter of, like, 2 hours on, is it going to be on console, even though I had a pinned comment when I was streaming it that literally stated, hey, no, it's not coming to console. I want to point out that, the reasons why this is not coming to console for you guys. Yeah, sure, the title's probably a little clickbaity, just to kind of make sure that people actually come watch the video and, understand why this particular mod, really any version of MonsterMax 2 that's actually worth a fuck is not going to be able to come to console. Okay. Most console mods, for best quality performance on your console shouldn't be anything more than maybe 500,000 polys. Really around 300,000 would be ideal. Now, a lot of people I know are asking, what the hell is a poly? What is he talking about? Okay, every mesh that you add to a model consists of what's known as polys, and that's what kind of gives it all its definition, makes it actually look like a truck. And the more polys you have, the more resources you need to use, like RAM, and we all know there's a RAM limit on console, so you can't use too many mods. So something like MonsterMax 2, this is about 2 million polys. It's literally at like 1.9, verging on hitting 2 million polys. It probably will hit 2 million polys with, well, I know it will once it gets all the tubing and everything done on it. Because this is going to be a truly realistic mod. I want it to look identical. We're going to get the trans coolers thrown in here. Everything. This is a lot of work and time gone into this mod here. Like, I have the original MonsterMax, and it wouldn't even make it on consoles. It's hitting pretty high in the poly count, and a lot of it has to do with this body. This cat eye body is a decent quality model. It's got a decent poly count. But then you add in everything else. It's hugely resource hungry. I mean, right now, sitting here, I use about 30% of my GPU not tapped into the game. My game's running using about 3.3 gigs of RAM right now. RAM alone, okay? And, yeah. I think we probably, at some points, hit probably about 50% on the GPU. So it is, and I have an 8 gig graphics card right now. 8 gig graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM. I have a decent computer. My PC doesn't struggle to run MonsterMax, but other PCs do. So we already know it's not going to work very well on console. Like, the only way for MonsterMax 2 to work on console would be to nerf all the detail. And then it's not going to be a MonsterMax 2. I mean, anybody can put some giant tires and a frame on a cat eye and call it whatever they want. But all of what's special about MonsterMax lies in the details, and those details get very poly heavy. In short, in layman's terms, MonsterMax would fry your console. Guaranteed. It would fry your console. It's too detailed. And I like it that way. I mean, my interior still needs more work. It's not perfect, but probably going to get a whole new interior to throw in here, which is going to increase the poly count even more. These motors, okay, this twin Duramax setup is equivalent to running 2 of my Titans at once. Just the motors on this thing. These motors sit over 200,000 polys, and they're not even 100% high quality. Like, they actually have some issues on these motors. I got these just to have an actual LBZ sitting in MONSTERMAX. And they're very high poly. They're over 200k each. So, you know, that's about, there's about 500,000 polys just in motor on this alone. And then you have the drop box, you got the axles, all of that. It's a huge high poly rig, and it'll crash your console. You know, that's the main reason MONSTERMAX will never be on console. It just won't work. Another is, this is a private mod. Okay, and we go back to where I was talking about, you know, that a lot of time has gone into this. MONSTERMAX in itself, I've been working on MONSTERMAX almost as long well, I've been working on the 3D version of MONSTERMAX almost as long as the real life version has been in the works. I've been working on it since, like, when was that video? Whistling Diesel's first reveal video. MONSTERMAX Lives, I believe, is what it is. No, actually, no. Where is MONSTERMAX? January of 2020. That's when I started working on MONSTERMAX. And, you know, here we are. It's fucking the end of August 2021. We got MONSTERMAX 2 IRL. And now we have MONSTERMAX 2 in game. This is a lot of time in building a truck, because I have to wait for real life things on this truck to make it proper. So it definitely takes as long as the real life one does to build in that aspect. And then it also takes a lot of work to get everything done. I mean, you guys have seen the earlier versions I put in game of MONSTERMAX 2, because, you know, I get excited for the truck. It's just fucking beautiful. I did the same thing with the original MONSTERMAX back in MudRunner. Because I know somebody's gonna be like, how did they start working on it January 2020 if MONSTERMAX or if Snowrunner wasn't even out? Yeah, that's because I was working in MudRunner. Sure you guys remember that. It was in MudRunner. Just continued on in Snowrunner. Ooh, it almost did a backflip on the ramp. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's had a lot of time into it, making it what it is today. I mean, I even went as far as to cut out a bumper. It's not 100% identical to his. Okay, mine's kind of flat, his curves down around it, but I did what I could in 3D modeling wise to build his bumper as close as I could get. And I think it does a good job. Because, you know, anytime somebody makes a recreation of a vehicle in 3D form, there's always going to be a tiny bit of creative changes to it, because you're never going to make 100% identical replica. It's just, unless you actually are the person that has it in real life, and you can take as many pictures as you want. Then you're going to get 100% replica, 3D model wise. But when you're not that person, you get close enough. I mean, it's, you know, with all the work that's gone into this, and I think we've all seen how, you know, how spiteful and, you know, how much hatred can come from the community over stupid crap for no reason. You know, we've all seen it. We all know what it's like. You know, so nobody will ever be grateful, like fully grateful to the mods that they get. Which is kind of why everybody seems to feel entitled to getting certain mods on console. And that kind of annoys me, to no end. Because they expect it from everybody. You know, they expect any mod that they see in game, and this doesn't go for everybody. I know there are some people that are actually grateful for the mods that they get and what they actually, you know, have been given in game. But there's a huge amount of people that just feel entitled to everything. They think that just because it exists, it should be on console, but they don't realize what's gone into it. You know, these axles, okay, I paid for these axles to be built, okay? We all know Nick, you know, our buddy Nick, he built the axles. I had him build them. I had BB build the tires. Nick also built the transfer case. I just kind of built the, well, the drop box. I built the mounts and everything onto the frame of it. You know, and then, you know, Redneck's gonna, wants to put his hand into MONSTERMAX as well. He wants to have a little bit of work into it. So I'm gonna have, I'm gonna let Red do like a lot of the really small, fine details, like all the hoses being ran, from like the air dogs, things like that. Like Red wants to get his hands in it too. Okay. And, you know, Red's not going to charge for it, I don't think, because Red just wants to work on it, you know? He wants his foot in the door and, you know, go down as having help in it. And I kind of like that, you know? Me and Red are a team, along with Dubs and, you know, the other guys, Terminator. We're all a team, so, you know, if somebody wants to help on something, I'm not going to say no. So that's a lot of man hours and a lot of people's hard work that's gone into this truck. Having it private ensures that the people that actually get to drive it, we know that those people are going to truly enjoy driving the truck. You know, there's nobody that's gonna drive this and come to us and be like, oh, this is the worst mod ever, it's garbage, it's OP, blah blah, you know, because people that are going to drive this know what it is, you know, they know what to expect from it. And, you know, criticism's always accepted, you know, if you think this or that needs to feel differently, especially when you're paying for something, you know, feel free to say it, you know, so I always take that into account. But, you know, there's a lot of money into this truck. There's a lot of time into this truck. And to just kind of give that away to every Tom, Dick, and Jane for nothing, it just seems ridiculous. You know, if you count just the axles, that's $70, okay? We'll charge those at $70 because all Nick wanted was just, you know, private mod access, which I'm like, alright, cool, whatever, I'll give you access to all the mods and stuff. I mean, he gets access to extra stuff too, so. And then, I don't remember what BB charged me for the tires. I really don't. Because he also did the rim. But we'll just say, you know, $30, whatever. Let's call it there. You know, that's $100 just in that. That's been spent on this truck. Just in that. And then you have so much time and effort put in to build it. It's much like D&D Patty in real life. You know, they put a lot of time, effort, and money into the truck, building it. So, of course, Whistling Diesel paid the price to have it built. Nothing's free. Nothing's free, guys. Especially when you do a shit ton of work on it. Yeah, it's kind of why it's not coming to console. It's just, it'll fry your Xbox, and there's a shit ton of time and money put into it. I think that's a good place for this video. And I mean, the works... Yeah, let me add this in, okay? The work's not even done to this truck either. Okay, I'm going to be constantly updating, you know, this and that on this truck. Like, the tuning's not done. The tuning's going to keep getting changed until it feels perfect. Of course, I'll keep, you know, actual, like, fast tune for it, you know? We got the race tune to have fun with. But we're having this, we're putting a realistic gearbox into it, and it's going to be feeling proper. And it's just going to be one of, like, the most epic mods I've ever made. This, ever since I first saw the mud truck version, monster truck version of, like, MONSTERMAX, I fell in love, you know? Like, I really, back then, I didn't even really know who Whistling Diesel was. I just saw it, and I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. Like, you know, people told me things about Whistling Diesel before that. You know, I saw a fake Whistling Diesel in a video game, and I knew very little about him at that time. And even in that video, I was like, you know, I don't know much about Whistling Diesel, but I know you ain't got time to be sitting here on a mobile game, fucking around in multiplayer. Like... Obviously, it was somebody that just put his name in their name on Off-Road Outlaws. Like, even back then, you know, I didn't know much about Whistling Diesel. But when I saw MONSTERMAX in the monster truck configuration build, like with the little patty tires on it, everything like that, I fell in love. I haven't stopped watching, and I haven't, like, just haven't stopped working on making it in game. MONSTERMAX is a passion project. Okay, we'll just call it that. It's a passion project, and it kind of always has been. Like, I never, like, you know, I've done other, like, Whistling Diesel trucks just to make them because they're his vehicles. You know, every now and then. Like, you know, the any level was an alright little truck. I was like, you know, I should make that. People keep asking for it, and people wanted a Ford at the time as well. So, you know, I made that. You know, I just kind of made it because I like Fords, and it's decent. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But MONSTERMAX was like, it's the truck for me. Definitely like the mod, man. Like, I think all modders have that one mod that they just absolutely love, and they just continue to work on, and just, you know, do this and that too. Like, MONSTERMAX is mine. I found mine because I love the real life truck. I really do. It's freaking amazing piece of machinery. Really is. Even before it was this. I know this is a long rambly video, just to tell you guys that it's not coming to console. But, you know, I know a lot of people just think I'm like some huge fucking asshole, because when I'm streaming and I'm like trying to work on stuff and people keep asking the same question over and over again, it just kind of irritates you. You know, like, you're trying to just vibe and, you know, smoke and just work on something that you're enjoying, or just driving what you enjoy, you know, whatever it is, and you just keep getting asked the same ridiculous question over and over again. It gets on your nerves. You know, I think anybody can attest to that it gets on your nerves. So, yeah, I figure I needed to make a video and just kind of let you guys know without being irritated about it. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to let you guys know. It's not coming to console. I know people are still gonna ask even after this video. They're gonna ask TC a million and one more times if it's coming to console. But I have a video to let you guys know. So hopefully, you know, share this with all your friends. Share it with everybody you know. Just share it. Let everybody know this is why. And you know, I'm not being an asshole about it, as people would say. I am an asshole. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking a full-blown asshole in real life. You just don't even know. You don't even know. But I don't like to be a full asshole all the time. So, hopefully this video helped you guys out. And yeah, see y'all later. What are you doing, kitty?